tackle. Okay, let's move on to second scheme that we're going to talk about here, which is G lead and a little bit of pin pull. So this is a 13 personnel variation. We're running quarterback G lead to the right. Um, let's take a peek at this. So we'll watch one clip, we'll get into the install, and then we'll get back and we'll watch a couple more clips after that. So on the back side, we're executing a version of outside zone. On the play side, creating double teams, creating a wall, kicking out with our guard, and then we got a lead player coming up and through, and that lead player generally is landing on a specific defender, but he is also available to come through and just fix a play and make it right, which he does here. This is a heck of a job by those guys. We'll take another look at it. We do teach the U-turn to our play side players and our tight ends. So if they get fast movement over the top, we'll U-turn to try to open up that vertical rush lane. So diving into the actual install of this fold lead scheme, the objective of this play is to create a play side seam with pin blocks and a kick out, and then obviously we got a lead player coming up and through. So against a base four down front, we're executing a version of outside zone, kind of outside zone ISO. To the backside, and then on the play side, we're pinning, we're getting a puller out, and then we're leading up and through. So on paper, our rules look like this. Our quarterback and running back are meshing. Quarterback has the aiming point of the outside leg of the play side tackle, so outside zone type landmark, looking to stay on the inside half of the running back and then read the running back's block. The back is using his wide zone footwork through the mesh. He's reading the play side guard, the puller, reading his block to determine how he should enter the line of scrimmage. And then ultimately, he's blocking whoever shows based off the guard's block. But ultimately, on paper, most of the time, it's that point player. And then looking for an inside out fit, really trying to get the ball vertical. Play side tackle, his rule is play side B gap to -1 with a potential ricochet with our center. We'll talk about that ricochet here in a minute. Play side guard, open pull, kicking out the end man on the line of scrimmage. If he gets out there and there's nobody to kick out, we teach him to climb for a level 2 aiming point, which will be the play side outside armpit of a defender. Really look to stretch that defender, get him to widen as the force defender, and then ultimately kick him out as he crosses that path. Our center is play side A gap to backside A gap to the -1 linebacker. And then backside, we're executing backside A to B, backside B to C. Going back to the play side tight end, he is play side C gap to the point. So taking those rules into a couple drawings here just to make them make sense. So that top left picture here, we're going against kind of a under Sam Tuff picture here. We got play side C gap, tight end, man in gap. He's owning the play side tackle is responsible for his B gap all the way backside to -1. This is that ricochet technique where against this tight technique here, the play side tackle in the center are really looking to connect their hips on that defensive tackle. The tackle eventually knocking it over to the center, and then the tackle continuing to climb to -1. Work that a bunch against movement as well, to determine who's actually climbing to -1. But that's the ricochet technique. And then backside A to B, B to C with our play side guard, open pull, kick out, and then our running back leading through. Against a bare structure, play side C gap pin, play side B gap pin, open pull, no immediate kick out. So we're working that level 2 aiming point of the SAM. Play side A, backside A to B, backside B to C. And this is one where we can lead from the play side, not just always coming through the mesh. This bottom picture down here, similar to ones that we talked about, but now the tight end doesn't have a play side C gap player. He will rail through, collect the point. We're pinning the B gap. And then we're open pull kick out with the guard, and then the center's joining in this one. This is a different variation. This would be a pin pull look. We're truly executing outside zone to level 2 on the backside. I have a couple clips of that we'll take a peek at too. So enough of that. Let's jump into the clips. Take a look at it. So this is a 11 personnel variation. We're running quarterback G lead over here to the right. 13 is our point, 6 is our -1 player. End up being a little loose on the aiming point here. You can see the quarterback kind of drifting horizontally. We really want him to be more in this relationship to that back on that inside hip. So he ends up getting outside. But play side tight end, play side tackle, executing their pins. They get I mean, this tight end's blocking his defensive end 2, 3 yards down the field. If that guy plays over the top, you turning against it to try to open up that inside seam. Center's a little late to -1 coming over the top here, but does a good job of staying attached to him and washing him by, allowing that cutback lane to open up for the quarterback. Good physical downhill run. Okay, this is another 11 personnel variation. Our back gets a little hung up here, and then ultimately our center's got to climb a little quicker to 55 when he plays over the top. But C gap occupied, pin, B gap occupied, pin. We know we're open pole. And on this open pole, he's looking to scrape paint. And what I mean by that is this puller is looking to be so close to these play side pin blocks that he's like two cars in a parking lot scraping paint with each other. He wants to be able to brush against those blocks. Good job here by 64 running him out of the club. Good job by the play side pins. Another example here of our Y doing a good job. That defender is working back down the field and then trying to cross his face, so he U-turns against him. Super forgiving play for your tight ends. So I mean, ultimately, if you don't have a bunch of butt kickers that can just own up against a six technique or a bigger defensive end, it's pretty forgiving for those guys. Um, our center here ends up hanging on the defensive lineman in a little too long. Would like to see him climb and collect 55 here. Good decision by our lead back coming through here to be able to put his foot in the ground, get vertical here instead of just, the playbook drawing told me to run outside. No, be a ball carrier and get vertical. Yeah, this is a variation, you can add in motion, whether from outside in, across the formation, be able to break some tendencies for yourself. But really good collection here by our tight end. He feels he's got a piercer coming from the outside, so he collects that guy, doesn't allow his hip to get collapsed, and for that guy to blow up the play. Heck of a job by him. Good job on the backside here. A good track by our play side tackle all the way through his B gap, backside to -1. Would like to see our pulling guard here, right guard, collect the most dangerous man. So he should come around this corner, get vertical. It's happening so fast for him, but ideally we're landing on 39 here to give the least dangerous man to the back. Ultimately, the back gets stood up in the backfield and not as successful of a play as we would hope. Okay, here's a different variation that we haven't looked at yet. This is 12 personnel or 21 based off of what you guys are running, but we got a tight end or fullback in the backfield here that we've added in. Same rules across the board. So in this picture here, we're working a play side combination to this point backer. Our right guard is open pole, kicking out end man on line of scrimmage, executing outside zone on the backside. And then we got two lead players coming through. So really good job by the tight end here. He U-turns. Now they got three guys out here in two gaps, and that's not a great thing for a defense. So really opens up that lane, and then good job by the running back of inserting, looking inside. Doesn't end up fitting inside out, but he's got such great leverage on that backer. That's exactly what we're looking for. So heck of a job by those guys. Here's another variation that we played around with a little bit. These guys, Montana State, great defense, very physical, very stout. So we have to make some adjustments in game planning to run our concepts the best way that we can. And so they played a heavy six technique against nub formation, and these guys are no joke, unbelievable players. And so we put in a arc kick variation here, kind of trappish. So we end up getting an arc from our tight end. We're now kicking number 41. Everything else remains the same, but just instead of us trying to down block this six technique, him putting hands on us, putting us into the backfield and disrupting that kick out block, we create a little confusion, disorient him a little bit, and we create this seam. And that's what we're looking for. And ultimately, is it a great explosive run? No, but against defenses like this, you can go get 3, 4, 5, 6. You need to stay ahead of the sticks against those guys. Okay, I like this variation as well. This is, another one trying to show you guys many different variations of these plays as possible. We're running uh, our G lead over here to the right. So these guys over here are executing play side, tight end off the ball, and then we're swiping this tight end from the backside to the play side, and then also bringing the back through. So adding some guys from the backside to the party. Good job by the backside of cutting off most dangerous. Good job here on the play side, especially number 85 here, being able to drop this, who's now becoming his force player, and then add on to crossface that's coming play side. Good job by him. We end up losing our swiping tight end from the backside. He gets hung up right here. Ideally, we'd love to gain him outside, but a little loose on the log here by our guard, but ultimately have the hats that we need. Would love to see us just fit the inside hip of the back here, be able to get vertical, maybe cut behind the receiver here, but things are moving quick and just good solid run. Okay, here's a 21 personnel variation. This is a good look at that ricochet technique. Not executed perfectly, but be able to give you guys an example what that actually looks like. So got a bare front here. So our our left tackle, play side tackle, and our center are going to look to try to connect on this player here. That movement comes toward the center, so the center can reach him. That play side tackle now will continue his path backside to -1, and so he gets there. But unfortunately, his technique, he ends up kind of hopping to level 2, narrow base, feet up in the air, can't redirect. That guy plays underneath and eats up the play. So you can envision if he lands on 43 and whether he U-turns against him and stays attached or seals him backside, this is going to be a solid run for us. Looking elsewhere, good job by the tight end play side of collapsing this thing. Stumble a little bit on our kick out, but ultimately the end man on line of scrimmage kind of jumps out of the way and gives us what we're looking for. And then we got 2 lead players coming through.
Coach, just a warning, we got 5 minutes left. All right.
Oh boy. Okay. A couple different pin pulls that I'd love to show here. So this is lead pin pull. So we're getting multiple pullers out here, and now we got the running back leading from the backfield as well. Just due to time, I'll let this one roll, let you guys take a peek. And then did want to make sure that I showed this one. This is a special pin pull variation that we're running to the boundary. Everybody up front's running pin pull. The back is leading through, and then we've motioned in a receiver. This is something we stole from Ohio State from earlier this year, but he actually adds into the scheme. So we've got 2 guys pulling from the backside with multiple pullers from the play side already.